يذكرون وإما تخافن من قوم خيانة فانبذ إليهم على سواء إن الله لا يحب الخائنين ولا يحسبن الذين كفروا سبقوا إنهم لا يعجزون صدق الله العظيم. The previous ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Quran al-Kareem spoke of those who break their covenant. When Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam came to Medina Munawwara, there was a covenant, there was a pact with the Yahud, they had broken this. So now, since the pact of peace and security is broken, how should the Muslimun deal with them in war, at times of war, in battle? So the Quran al-Kareem says, فَإِمَّا تَثْقَفَنَّهُمْ فِي الْحَرْبِ, that if you find them or overcome them at the time of war, فَشَدِّدْ بِهِمْ. An idiomatic translation would be that make an example of them. Make an example of them. That at the time of battle, then there has to be a certain mode, so to say, that a believer is in as well. Now this is the time to show one's chivalry, this is the time to show quwwah, this is the time to show power. So you don't walk onto the battlefield with sticks. That's not the time for it. This is a reality. There's a reality in this world, and this reality has to be dealt with in the proper way as well. So this is the way, the quality with which the believer will meet such people who are kha'in, who broke the trust, who did not uphold the treaty. فَشَدِّدْ بِهِمْ, make an example of them. مَنْ خَلْفَهُمْ, so that those behind them, those to come, they will also know, colloquially you will say that, not to mess with these guys. مَنْ خَلْفَهُمْ لَعَلَّهُمْ يَذَّكَّرُونَ. This is a colloquial translation. لَعَلَّهُمْ يَذَّكَّرُونَ. So that you know, okay, you don't play with these guys either. So one is that at the time, each place, each time has its, what it calls for. Each situation has a quality that it calls for at the time. So on the battlefield, it calls for certain qualities. وَإِمَّا تَخَافَنَّ مِنْ قَوْمٍ خِيَانَةٍ. Now this is a law regarding jihad and war, that if you fear that there is going to be a breach from someone who you have a covenant with, a pact with, فَانْبِذْ إِلَيْهِمْ عَلَى سَوَاءٍ, then you should be proactive about it and preemptive about it. You should be preemptive. You don't wait for a difficulty and a problem to befall you, and then after that, now you're scratching your head, what do we do? So what does that tell you from before? That the Muslim ummah must be vigilant. You need to have intelligence. Any successful nation has an intelligence all over. That they're looking, that who is there anyone who is trying to attack us, anyone plotting against us. So, وَإِمَّا تَخَافَنَّ مِنْ قَوْمٍ خِيَانَةٍ, that tells us, the Muslim Ummah as well, what? That you should have this level of intelligence, global intelligence, that no one can plot against you. So if you find that someone is plotting, فَانْبِذْ إِلَيْهِمْ عَلَى سَوَاءٍ, we don't work off of khiyana. We don't work off of cheating and deceit. So we will be, it has to have both things. Neither are we, regarding Umar radiallahu anhu, some of those that would come and meet him, or when the Sahaba radiallahu anhum would go, they would say that, tell us about your leader Umar, the Khilafah of Umar radiallahu anhu. So they would say, one quality of his would be that neither does he deceive, nor can he be deceived. Both. Neither does he deceive. What does that show? Amana. Trustworthiness. Kamalul amana. That is very trustworthy. But at the same time, don't think you could deceive him either. Kamalul aql. That his intellect is also there. So you have both things. That on the one hand, you have the quality of amana and trustworthiness. On the other hand, you should also be vigilant about it. فَانْبِذْ إِلَيْهِمْ عَلَى سَوَاءٍ, then let them know from before, revoke any type of pact and covenant between yourselves, and let them know that we will not abide by this as well, because this is what we find. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُحِبُّ الْخَائِنِينَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not love those who deceive, those that work based off of deception. So whether it be from the side of those who disbelieve, obviously, that's a given, that's a no-brainer, and even from the side of a believer, that we don't deceive and they don't work off of khiyana. وَلَا يَحْسَبَنَّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا سَبَقُوا إِنَّهُمْ لَا يُعْجِزُونَ. Those who disbelieve, those who reject Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they should not think that they have slipped away. In the context of Badr, it will be those non-Muslims, those mushrikun who did not take part in Badr. So to one degree they were saved, so to say. Badr was a form of Allah's adab on mushrikun Makkah. Or those who ran away from the battlefield. So the Quran Kareem is saying that don't think that you got away. Out of context of Badr, the generality of the words of the ayah, this is for anyone at any time. وَلَا يَحْسَبَنَّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا سَبَقُوا. That in this world there is a sunnatullah. That Allah's sunnat in this world is not that always Allah Ta'ala grants the martial hand or the upper hand martially to the Muslimun. That won't always be the case. This is the reality of this world. Most Anbiya alayhimu salatu wasalam went through plenty of torture and torment and dhulm, and their people did not listen to them, and so on and so forth. وَلَا يَحْسَبَنَّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا سَبَقُوا. But this doesn't mean that they are getting away. This world is not Darul Jaza. This is not the world this is not the realm in which you get recompense. إِنَّهُمْ لَا يُعْجِزُونَ. They cannot escape Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yawm al-Qiyamah is the time of Jaza. So this is the time, this is the realm of Bala, Ibtila, testing. Who will work, who will continue, or who will say that we will continue making mujahada even if we don't find the results that we would like to see. It's not a place of result. It's a place of ibtila. It's a place of mujahada. You continue and strive and strive and strive. So the success is not measured in this world. Success will be measured in the akhirah. The only success we can measure is that if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts us with iman, a'mal salihah, to continue serving deen. That's the only measure of success. In this world, what results come about, that is not the case. As it comes in hadith, that there will be certain anbiya who will come yawm al-qiyamah, who will have no one behind them. Not a single follower. Some will have 5, 10, 20, some will have various numbers. But there are certain anbiya who will have not a single person. So is that an unsuccessful nabi? Na'udhu billah. No. He did what he did. His effort was his effort. We make dua that Allah Ta'ala accepts us for his service. Subhanallah.